What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. This is the Madison League Cup, and it is the finals. And we know Alex Hill is only bottom, playing as Vespiquen, Zebstrika, Garbodor deck. And on the top, we actually have James Miller playing his Mega Rayquaza deck. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get any games with James Miller. Like I said, in top 4 and in top 8, he played against a Mega Garbodor deck, which is pretty much an auto win because once Skyfield hits the field, it never goes away and it stays up there for the whole game. So here we go. Coin flip is happening. It looks like Alex, messed up 3 times. And James decides to flip it instead, and James does land it on the table. There we go. So this could be an interesting matchup. Alex has Vespiquen, he's got Zebstrika, but Rayquaza could maybe go really fast. I just feel like it's probably a bad matchup overall for James. Your Rayquazas are weak to lightning, and then Alex can eventually just one-shot your Mega Rayquaza with his Vespiquen. But we see an Acrobat can look at top 2 cards of Alex's deck. Gonna discard a Vespiquen. There we see Ultra Ball getting the Blitzel. Oh no, so that's the thing that James does not want to see. He does not want to see the Zebstrika come to play, use Crashing Bolt to do 220. But if James plays an Altaria, he can actually make it where his Mega Rayquaza does not have weakness. But I don't think James actually plays an Altaria in his deck. So let's see a Blitzel coming down. We see a Blitzel to the active. And we see a Super Rod. Alex going to discard his hand. Draw 7 cards. I see another Blitzel. I see a DCE. A triple unknown in Alex's hand right now. So let's see Pharaoh Letter. Alright, we see another Pharaoh Letter. We see an Ultra Ball. Looks like he might discard a... Okay, no, Acrobat first. Discards a Flowstone. He can Ultra Ball, discard Ultra Ball, and Garbodor. There's really no reason to have Garbodor. And we see 3 Blitzel. Oh, never mind, no Blitzel. A Combi come down instead, but 2 Blitzels and a Combi coming down turn 1 for Alex is fantastic. But if you're rooting for Mega Rayquaza, you got to be in trouble somewhat. Alex is going to put a ton of pressure. We actually see a Zebstrika and a DC in his hand, so he could take a turn 2 knockout. We'll see a pass on a James turn. Alex is like, yeah, whatever, knock out the Shaman, I don't care. So James going to Trainer's Mill, look at top cards of his deck, going to grab the Ultra Ball. Now, the Ultra Ball, we could see a Hoopa, see a Scoundrink, search for 3 new EX Pokemon. We see another Trainer's Mill first, okay. Does he find a Link? See a Hoopa in his hand, so if he would have maybe Ultra Balled first, he might have not hit this Hoopa, if that's what he planned to get. But I see a Skyfield, I see some Pokemon in his hand, I'm not exactly sure what they are, and a double Hoopa Buddy Rescue, and it looks like something else. I don't think Jade's going to play the Buddy here. So we see an Ultra Ball, going to discard the Buddy and a Skyla to get out a Hoopa most likely. Show me the Hoopa. Or maybe just for Rayquaza, because he does have a Shaman in his hand. But no, go to grab the Hoopa, use Scoundrink, search for 3 EX Pokemon. And let's see what this Hoopa gets. Maybe a Rayquaza. I wonder what else he plays in his deck. There's Rayquaza, another Rayquaza. And let's see, does he find anything else? And it looks like he is opting to play the Metal Energies instead of the Lightning for Jolteon. Okay, so I'm gonna look one more time. He has a Shaman already in his hand, so he's fine with just grabbing the 2 Rayquazas. And then Shaman setting up, getting 3 cards in his hand. I'm gonna look through his deck one more time and see what's all in there. Alright, so he's content with the... Oh, never mind, hold on. Gonna get a good little shuffle, a good little check one more time. And, okay, yeah, just the 2 Rayquaza. Like I said, he already has a Shaman in his hand, and he really can't do too much unless he had a Spear Link. If he had a Spear Link, he could Mega Evolve. So we see, it looks like a DCE in James' hand. Does he attach his deactive and try to get a crazy turn 1 knockout? Skyfield, okay. And James has a DC, but he's contemplating, does he put on the active, does he put on the bench? Does he risk getting knocked out? And he's deciding, I think you just go for it. You got to put a DC in the active. Try to take a knockout this turn. There's no lightning in his discard pile, but I feel like it's worth it, right? You can DC the active, then Vespiquen for an Ultra Ball, or for a Skyla to grab an Ultra Ball, but we see a DC going to the bench Rayquaza instead. So he's going to get up to 5 cards with this, okay. I see a Metal, a Vespiquen, a Hax Maniac, I see another Hoopa. So he could Vespiquen for that Skyla to grab... Well, he already attached, so he can't do that play. I was gonna say maybe he can VS Seeker for a, what is it? A VS Seeker for a Link, and then Mega Evolve, and then Hoopa, then all that kind of good stuff. But on Alex turn, he has a DC, Zebstrika, VS Seeker for Sycamore, go and discard his hand, draw 7 cards. Alex is going to take a knockout turn on the active, do 220 to that Rayquaza, because it does have the fighting resistance. We see a Force of Giant Plates coming down, we see a Retreat, and we'll see a Crashing Bolt for the knockout. And Alex takes the first 2 knockouts pretty easily. Now on a James turn, he's got a Metal Energy, going to put the active, and it's going to be up to James to constantly end Alex. What James could do is end Alex into a bad hand, and then Alex can't respond, and that's how James can potentially steal his game away. So we see a Shaman setting up for 3, okay. We see a Trainer's Mail, I see double Flowstone, I see a Skyfield. He could just grab the Skyfield to bump the Force of Giant Plants. Yeah, so gonna grab the Skyfield, which I think is a great play, just making it where Alex can't evolve the Vespiquen ASAP. But I think Alex only plays a 1-4, so once it's gone forever. So Force of Giant Plants, the Skyfield coming down to both the Force of Giant Plants. And here we go, there's an end. Now it's going to be up to Alex to find a DC and a Zebstrika take a knockout on this Rayquaza. And this is one of the ways that James can win. He can just keep hitting Alex into low hand size and make it where he can't use his, he can't attack. But Alex has so many consistency cards. He has the Unknowns, the Acrobikes, the Sycamores. He's got Teammates. There's a lot that has to go wrong for Alex. Alex finds a Trubbish, Acrobike, Lysander, and N. I think, yeah, that's the 4 cards he grabbed. And James, he didn't find another Flowstone, unfortunately. He does have a Guillotine in his hand. Guillotine has that ability which makes it can't use their abilities. So is he Acrobike? It looks like he's going to discard a Combi, put a 3rd Blitzel down. A Combi and both players are going to shuffle up, going to get new cards. I wonder why Alex decided to not put down the Trubbish. Maybe he didn't want to put it down so that way he can hit like maximum damage with Vespiquen later on. That could be the possibility, but I mean, you can, unless he doesn't play. I mean, if he doesn't play another Force Giant Plants, it doesn't matter. I was gonna say maybe he could put some Pokemon down and then discard it with Force Giant Plants. And yeah, see, this is where Alex whiffed a DCE. And James has an opening now. Alex gonna play the Special Charge, shelf the DC back into his deck, okay. And he's going to have to retreat to Combi most likely. You don't give a Blitzel, you don't give a Vespiquen, you retreat to Combi, and you just pass on to James' turn and let James take another knockout. But this is how James can steal this game away. Just keep hitting Alex down a low hand size, don't hit anything, and then you just win that way. And we'll see a pass on at James' turn. Now, James does have an Escape Rope in his hand, but I do not see I don't see like a Floatstone. He could Energy a Shaman, retreat, and Escape Rope to take a knockout on Vespiquen or Blitzel, but I don't know how relevant it is. I think you just knock out the active and maybe play a different supporter card, a different card instead. Now we know Alex has a Lysander, Sycamore, something else in his hand. So James doesn't know he has a good hand. So we see it looks like so VS Seeker, maybe not, hold on, he's going to shuffle one more time and think what he's going to do. Looks like he's going to VS Seeker. And let's see, so he's going to grab Skyla and use the Skyla. Let's see what he decides to grab here. Skyla lets him get any training card out of his deck, and let's see what training card he decides to get. Looks like maybe a Mega Turbo, an Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball can net him another Mega Rayquaza this turn, or maybe a Hoopa. He can use Scoundering, thin his deck out. It doesn't matter how many Pokemon put down because James, although you knocked down James on the field, so put down a Hoopa to use Scoundering is not that bad at all. But he needs a Link. I don't know if I saw one in his hand. So let's see Hoopa. Going to use Scoundering, search for 3 EX Pokemon, which we might see a Mega Rayquaza and a Shaman. Like I said, Alex can already Lysander 2 Shamans to win the game anyways. So putting down another one is not going to hurt him at all. Alright, so we'll see a Link. We'll see a Mega Rayquaza and a Shaman set up for 5. And I wonder what James is decking for right now. He's already played a supporter card, he's already attached, he's already linked, he has already Mega Evolved. He has another Link in his hand. He could just thin his deck down to make it where if Alex does in him, he can draw to like better cards. So he had an Energy going there, And will he attach the stuff in his hand, like the Ultra Ball? But okay, nope, just going to take a knockout, going down for a prize card. So now we're tied 4-4. And on Alex's turn, he top decks a VS Seeker. His teammates in the discard pile, and it is in the discard pile. So Alex is going to VS Seeker for teammates, get 82 cards out of his deck, which is going to be a Zebstrika and a DCE. And oh my goodness, the teammates is such a clutch card in this deck. Just letting you get any 2 cards out of your deck when a Pokemon is knocked out is fantastic. So we'll see Zebstrika, DCE. We'll see a Trubbish coming down now. And we'll see Retreat and Crashing Bolt for the knockout. Going down to 2 prize cards. Alright, let's see what James does here. He's going to promote their Mega Rayquaza. He has an in his hand already. I think it's an in, or is that a Trainer's Mail? Sycamore, no, he does. Okay, he doesn't have it in just right now. He has an Ultra Ball, a Trainer's Mail, a Sycamore, a DCE, and something else. Looks like maybe a Floatstone. So he needs to find a VS Seeker in Alex down to 2. We know Alex has a VS Seeker in his hand, or not a VS Seeker, a Sycamore in his hand. So they receive a promo Magearna. Magearna doesn't, I think it only does 20, 40, 60, only does 80 right now, which is not even enough to knock out a Zebstrika or a Vespiquen, unfortunately. So that doesn't work for does not work for James. Let's see. We see Trainer's Milk. Look at top cards of his deck. And does he find a VS Seeker? And he does find a VS Seeker, which will allow him to end Alex down to 2. And maybe Alex will once again whiff the DCE to even attack the next turn. So maybe this game might be closer than we think. It just comes down to what does Alex hit. But Alex essentially has like 4 turns, or yeah, 4 more turns to find a Lysander, or an Energy Lysander Zebstrika to win the game. So James can look through his deck to see what's in there. Looks like he's not going to grab anything with the Ultra Ball when he discarded the Link and something else. Okay. He has a DC in his hand. He could put that down on a Shaman or something just to thin his deck out. There's really no need to keep these cards. So we see Magearna coming down. He has a VS Seeker for N. Okay. Both players are going to shuffle up and get 6 new cards. I wonder why he didn't attach the... Unless he already attached the DC and I just missed it. I think you attach the DCs so that way you don't draw into it. Unless he's scared of a Lysander play, then maybe that's why he gives a DC in the deck. But yeah, maybe he's scared of a Lysander of the Hoopa, and then he needs a DC to treat it later on. So I guess it's not that bad overall. So both players are going to shuffle up, and both players are... Oh, Alex will get 2, and let's see, there's Sycamore and an Ultra Ball. Oh no, that's not good for Alex. And that's not good for James. That's 2 cards that he does not want Alex to have. Mainly the Sycamore. But we'll see Emerald Break doing a ton of damage to the Zebstrika, taking a knockout, going down to 3 prize cards. So there we go, Emerald Break for the knockout. Alex top decks the Lysander, but will Sycamore discard his hand, draw 7 new cards, and I do not see... Okay, there's a DC and a Vespiquen, so discards a DCE. But he does not have way to take a knockout right now. But Alex does have a Klefki. What Alex can do is Klefki, put it on the active, and make it where James cannot take a knockout on your Vespiquen. And that way, next turn, you could win the game by just Beveraged again. There has to be enough Pokemon. There has to at least be 10, right? So Klefki to the active. We see he could do a lot of stuff. He could put down the Garbodor. He puts down a Trubbish. Okay. He's just trying to vent himself being in. And he actually not put down the Floatstone to Garbodor. And this is just in case he top decks a Shaman or something. So 130 damage being dealt to that Rayquaza. And now James is in a sticky situation. What does he do about this Vespiquen with the Klefki on it? Klefki is becoming MVP right now, protecting that Vespiquen, saying, hey, you're not going to take a knockout on me. I am going to sit here and just chill for a second. And what can James do now? Magearna still doesn't take a knockout and only does 80, unfortunately. So let's see. James does have a VS Seeker. Now what James could do is maybe retreat to Magearna and just pass and let the Magearna get knocked out. But then you give Alex like another chance to Lysander. I mean, that's probably your best thing to do, right? You probably just like retreat to Magearna and just hope and pray that Alex doesn't have anything. Because if you sit here with the Vespiquen in the act spot, then Alex takes a knockout regardless. So let's see what will James decide to do. He's going to look to his discard pile, make sure there's no option There's no Toe Scrapper, there's no Megaphone, there's no way to get this Klefki off the active Vespiquen. It's stuck on there, and it's stuck on there for the end of his turn. So we see two Mega Turbos and James' hand. We see a DC, Ultra Ball, and we see James just decide to scoop. He had Alex had a VS Sticker Flush no matter what, and it would have been game over either way. So here we go. Both players are going to set up and go to game number 2, but man, it's just Alex's this matchup is just so bad for James. You got to think Alex just has it in the bag from the start. Like it's just. He's got the Zebstrikas, he's got Klefki from Mega Rayquaza for hurting it. At the end of the game, Vespiquen can start swinging for knockouts if he has, 19 Pokemon in the discard pile. 19 Pokemon, which it seems like a lot, but he swung 130 without really discarding too much. So both players are going to shuffle up. Go to games number 2. And while waiting, guys, make sure you check out the link down below to TNLG, the next level games. They provided the setup to actually see the top-down view, which gave us the access to see 6 rounds of Swiss, a top 8, top 4, and the finals, which is fantastic. So thanks to them one more time for allowing me to record on their equipment and use it. So that's a really cool thing to do. But both players are going to set up. And on TNLG, you can buy singles and sealed products and all the good stuff. So make sure you go check them out and show the love and support to them. All right, but here we go on to game number 2, and let's see what's going to happen, guys. Will Alex take another quick victory? That game was maybe 14 minutes long, if that. So both players are going to set up. Looks like Alex did get a mulligan. James found a mulligan, and he mulligans as well. Alright, so here we go. Gonna give good shuffle. And guys, who do you want to win? Do you want Mega Rayquaza to somehow pull out a miracle and win? Or do you want Vespiquen and Zebstrika to finally take a... it's taken some victories at some other League Cups. I know Vespiquen has for sure. So it's already taken victories. But it'd be interesting. It'd be cool to see Mega Rayquaza make a 2-0 comeback against his almost auto-loss stack. Both players are going to shuffle up, and let's see what happens, and can somebody find a Pokemon? Alex has probably 30 or 40 Pokemon, so him mulligan is pretty crazy. It's not 30 or 40, but it's a lot of basics for sure. And Alex starts Shaman again, back-to-back Shaman starts, wow. Alright, so James is going to start that Giratina promo. Alex does not have any breaks, so it doesn't really stop him from doing anything. And here we go. On to James' turn, he's going to Trainer's Mail, look at top cards of his deck. Does not find anything. Once again, he has the Hoopa in his hand, which he could have Ultra Ball to get and not have drawn to with the Trainer's Mail. So is he Ultra Ball, going to discard a Skyfield and a Mega Turbo to grab that Hoopa that he just saw with the Trainer's Mail. He knows Hoopa's in there. He gets Scoundering. Alright, so Hoopa. Now he knows the second one's not prized because he did have one at the top of the deck. So we see Scoundering. Gonna search for Rayquaza, Shaman, and let's see what else he decides to get. Looks like a Magearna. Yeah, that's a Magearna EX with the Soul Blaster. It does 120, and the next turn Soul Blaster does 60 damage. Will he attack with Magearna? That'd be pretty cool to see, right? Soul Blaster does need a Metal and a DC, but it does not get knocked out by Zebstrika straight away. So Magearna coming down. We see a Skyfield, we see a Shaman setting up for 4 new cards. Alright, so James is going here. Let's see, what does he find? Does he find a Link, Mega Rayquaza? Does he find some kind of energy? He's got a DC in his hand, and let's see, does he attach it to Rayquaza, or does he go for the Magearna? Alright, I think that's what he's debating right now, and I think the players actually go with Magearna. It doesn't get knocked out by Zebstrika straight away, and Alex still needs to discard 14 Pokemon to knock out the Magearna, so it might be able to sneak a knockout or two before Alex can even do anything to it. So we'll see a DC to the Magearna. Alright, why not? Let's go for it. Let's see some Soul Blaster action happening. And James gonna put a DC, a functionally active. Okay. He's got an Ultra Ball. Maybe Mega Rayquaza. Yeah, just gonna Mega Evolve onto Alex's turn. Alex top decks a Shaman. As I was saying, if Alex didn't find another Pokemon, he could just lose his turn. But we see Ultra Ball. Most likely gonna grab a Blitzel. I imagine that's what we're gonna see. But now Alex has to worry about this Magearna. Well, he doesn't have to worry about too much. It's not too crazy. Especially since it does 120, the next turn 60. So James would be forced to use a Ranger to get rid of that. But we're going to see Alex just grab a Kobe, okay. Um, I saw a Sycamore in his hand. I do believe he has a Sycamore in his hand. Yep, there's Sycamore. Okay, Acrobite, we got top two. Lysander to Lysander. Ooh, that's a tough choice there. I'm going to discard a Lysander, and we'll see Sycamore. Discarding his hand, draw 7 new cards. Alright, see Revitalizer, Combi, and a Zebstrika. So no Blitzel turn 1, so Combi, Klefki, the bench Combi. And he has double special charge in his hand. And we'll see a pass on to James' turn. Can James find a Metal Energy? If he does, he can knock out the Shaman with Magearna. Going down to 4 prize cards. So we see Ultra Ball discarding a Dragon Knight with the pull up and a Mega Turbo. Alright. And let's see. There's a Hoopa. Going to use the Scoundrelling Search for a Shaman. A Rayquaza, and then another Rayquaza, just trying to thin this deck out to find this Metal Energy. If he does, he can Soul Blaster to knock out the Shaman and go down to 4 prize cards, but you can grab a Rayquaza and a Shaman instead, okay? Maybe saving the last spot for a Shaman later on. So Rayquaza, Shaman for 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, 5, sorry, 5, I do apologize. And does he find a Metal Energy? I do not see one right now. Trainer's Mail, look at top cards of his deck. There is a Metal Energy he needs, but he cannot grab it right now. And, oh no, he's going to grab a Link. He can link that Mega Rayquaza, and it looks like he might Sycamore. He does have another Shaman in his hand. Does he play the 3rd Shaman down to try to find this Metal Energy or not? He's Skyfield. He's got a Mega Rayquaza. He's got a Shaman. He's going to Shaman set up for 3 to try to find this Metal Energy. 1, 2, and there's a Metal Energy, so he can retreat and use Soul Blaster to knock out the Shaman, going down to 4 prize cards. Wow, that's amazing. A turn 2 Soul Blaster is most likely going to come down, unless James decides to do something else. But I imagine you go for Soul Blaster right now. So yeah, Metal Energy to the Magearna. Okie doke. And Sycamore, go discard his hand, draw 7 cards. I don't know if I would Sycamore there. Like, you have a DC in your hand, so you kind of want to save it so that way you can, like, maybe power Mega Rayquaza the next turn. I don't know what you're really digging for, but maybe he wants to draw into something else. I'm not sure. But here comes Magearna. We'll see a knockout. He uses Soul Blaster. And on Alex's turn, he puts down a Vespiquen. He's got a VS Seeker, which he'll have to play in. He cannot play a Sycamore right now. If he does, he'll discard double special charge. And that's something you don't want. You want your special charge in your deck to reuse them over and over again. But Alex is going to end. Both players are going to set up. James is going to get 4. He did take the first 2 knockouts, and Alex is going to get 6. Alright, but I doubt Alex is going to put down another EX. There's no way he puts down another EX unless he's going to Shaman for like the last, define like the last card or something. So see, Alex finds an Unknown, a Blitzel, there's Unknown, an Acrobike, Garbodor, and a Blitzel. Okay, so going to put, Zebstrika, sorry. See Unknown for Super Rod, a Blitzel, and we might see a pass or retreat to somebody first and then pass. And it's not looking good for Alex right now. This is the chance that James needs. And on James' turn, he cannot attack with Magearna. Well, he can, but it doesn't take a knockout. It takes a knockout on Combi, but that's about it. Which he can, like, maybe just license the Combi, attach a DC to Mega Rayquaza, and take a knockout. I do see 2 medals, 2 VS Seekers, and another card in his hand, maybe Rayquaza or something. So, Shaman, okay, so 4 Shaman is being discarded. So, Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 cards. Can he find a Mega Turbo and a DC to take a knockout this turn with that bench Mega Rayquaza? But if he does, he will have to worry about Zebstrika. Let's see, because Alex does have 2 Zebstrikas in his hand. So, see, Trainer's Spell. Does James find a Escape Rope or a Floatstone? I imagine that's what he's looking for. So, there's a Trainer's Spell for Skyla. Okay. Let's see, will he retreat? He's got a Mega Turbo, he's got an Ultra Ball. But what does Ultra Ball really get you? Nothing. And yeah, it literally does get you nothing because you have 8 bench Pokemon. All your Megas have evolved. There's a DC going to the bench. Mega Turbo to that Rayquaza. We'll probably see retreat. And an Emerald Break. Yeah, we'll see retreat, discarding the Metal Energy. And James will go down to 3 prize cards. Alright, so James is doing it. So, on Alex's turn, he's got a Zebstrika. He's got a Sycamore, discard in his hand, draw 7 new cards. And does he find a DC? And he does not find one just yet. And there's another Shaman, so Alex might actually have to put down the Shaman. There's a Blitzel, a Trubbish, Shaman set up for 4. 1, 2, 3. There's an Unknown, and there's the DC that he needs. Alright, so DC is the active. We'll see maybe the Unknown come down. And we'll see a Crashing Bolt for the knockout, going down to 4 prize cards. But now, James has an opportunity. If he has a Metal and a License, he can bring up the Shaman, take a knockout, going down to 1 prize card, and this is the chance that James needs. He can win this game now. There isn't another EX on Alex's field. So there's the Flowstone from Alex. I wonder where it's going to go to the active Zebstrika, and we'll see a knockout going down to 4 prize cards. So on a James turn, does he have a Metal Energy and a Lysander? If he does, he could potentially win this game. He has a Skylud in, a Buddy, an Ultra Ball. He could Buddy for a Shaman. And I see a Metal Energy in his hand, so he can go for this play. I think I see a Metal. So he could Metal. Oh man, let's see. Does he go for this crazy Lysander Shaman play or not? There's a Metal Energy Magearna. Okay. Will we see an Ultra Ball? Oh, I think he has a Lysander in the far left hand. Yeah, he already has a Lysander in his hand, so James has a chance to win. Alright, so he's the Ultra Ball. Discarding. Looks like he's going to discard a Lysander? He's going to discard the Lysander, which I don't know if I agree with that. He could Lysander, bring up the Shaman, do a Soul Blaster for 120 to take a knockout, and put himself down to 1 prize card. Alright, so he's going to go over the other out going to put Alex down to 4, make where Alex probably has a worser hand. But, I mean, he could have Lysander the Shaman, and the next turn all he'll need is a DC and a Metal Energy, unless all his DCs are gone and I just didn't realize it. I know he discarded 1. 1 has been, let's see, can we see how many DCs are? There's 1, there's 2. I see a third one on the field, so there's 1 DC left in James's deck. So we'll see a Retreat, we'll see a Soul Blaster from Magearna. Taking a knockout, going down to 2 prize cards. Alright, so on Alex's turn, he's got a DC in his hand. So we'll see Vespiquen coming up. We see another DC hitting his hand as well. We'll see a Farewell Letter. Okay. We see a DC stick, Vespiquen. We'll see teammates get 82 cards out of his deck. And does Alex have enough Pokemon in his discard pile to take a knockout on this Magearna? He does need 14 Pokemon, which I think he's discarded a lot. I just don't know how many. We see Alex going to use teammates, going to 82 cards out of his deck. Now he's looks like he can grab a Klefki and a Forest of Giant Plants. Alright, so let's see what Alex decides to do. Okay, so grabs a Forest and Klefki. And what Alex could do is he could fill his bench up to 6, put down the Forest of Giant Plants to knock off the Shaman and make it where James cannot win next turn. There's a Combi, Klefki, there's a Forest of Giant Plants, discarding that Shaman, and oh no, that was James' wins condition. And now he's in trouble. What does he do now? Oh man, that just took away everything from James. So Shaman's being discarded, whatever. Klefki being attached to the active, Trubbish, a Flowstone, and we will see probably a knockout. I imagine they know the map. Just going to count one more time, and we'll see a Be Revenge. It at least does to 160. So Alex is really close to knocking out this Mega Rayquaza, but Mega Rayquaza can't even attack right now. Mega Rayquaza does need 3 energies, and there's a Klefki on that Vespiquen, which is a key thing right now. Klefki on the Vespiquen makes it where it cannot attack. We see a Trainer Smell. Go look at top cards of its deck. There's a Mega Turbo or VS Seeker. Okay, so we see a Buddy Rescue from James. Alright, so let's see what James decides to do here. He's got a Buddy. He can maybe get a Shaman out. But if you get a Buddy, then you give Alex the opportunity to grab maybe a Zebstrika, maybe a Vespiquen, whatever he wants with that card, with the Buddy. So Skyfield come down, bump into Forest of Giant Plants. Okay. And let's see what James decides to do. Does he Buddy to try to hit a Shaman, to try to find a Metal, a DCE, and Lysander up a Blitzel maybe? I don't know how many Pokemon are in Alex's discard pile, but let's see what James decides to do. Does he go for Buddy? I mean, you probably have to, right? Oh, he's contemplating. Yeah, you have to go for Buddy. grab a Shaman or a Hoopa or Dragonite or any of those guys and just try to give yourself a chance. So Shaman, okay, maybe not. Hoopa instead. I don't think there's any Shamans left in his deck though. But he does have Super Rod, so he can Super Rod those guys back to his deck. So there's a Super Rod. I'm gonna shuffle in Shaman. Maybe the Magearna will come back into play. He does have Magearna. Maybe he'll get hit. I mean, Magearna did take, what, 4 prize cards. Alex picking up Super Rod to see what it does. He doesn't know what that does. It's his first time seeing it. So we'll see Super Rod, shuffle back in Shaman, Magearna, and maybe another Shaman. Just so you can like draw into like more cards if you hit the second Shaman. So yeah, 2 Shamans and a Magearna coming down. Okay. And he actually put in his hand, but don't worry, they'll get shuffled back into the deck here in a second. You see Alex right now, he's like, hey, you can't put those in your hand. They go into your deck. I know what Super Rod does. I just read it. And we see James is gonna put those back into his deck. He does have a Hoopa. He's just going to search him out anyway. So Hoopa for those 3 Pokemon. So Magearna, Shaman. That's actually just what he wants. He doesn't want all 3. He just wants those 2. That's pretty funny, though. It'd be pretty good if Super Rod lets you get 3 Pokemon back into your hand. But we see Scondring search for a Magearna and a Shaman. Okay. And let's see what else does James have here. Can he find a Lysander DC Mega Turbo, take a knockout on a Blitzel, a Combi, whatever. Just try to take a knockout. Alright, so we see a... Hold on, wait for it. A Magearna coming down. Okay. We see... He has an Escape Rope, so he already get an Escape Rope to try to take a knockout on the bench. So is he an Escape Rope? Okay. Let's see. Alex has a DC in hand already, so he doesn't care too much about what James does, as long as James is not in him. If James is in Alex, then Alex is fine. He already has a DC in hand. He has Sycamore. He's got Acrobike. He has a bunch of stuff in his hand, and a Sycamore as well. So see Shaman setting up, and does James find a DC, a Mega Turbo, and I do not see it in his hand, unfortunately. Oh no, we'll see what's going to happen. I don't even see an in his hand. This is looking bad for James for sure now. James could attach and retreat this turn. We're going to see a DC but put the active. James probably just Sycamore. Just try to find a way. He probably just go to Sycamore to try to find a Mega Turbo, take a knockout, and hopefully Alex cannot respond with like a Zebstrika or have enough damage. There's a Magearna coming down. Okay. And actually, James, if he Sycamores, he actually decks out. So there's a Hex Maniac. And we're going to see a pass on Alex's turn. Alex has a VS Seeker. Can bring up whoever wants to with the Lysander and win the game. And there we go. Alex is your Madison League Cup champion. I mean, he had a ton of VS Seekers left. It didn't matter. And there we go. Alex wins with his Vespiquen, Zebstrika, Garbodor, Klefki, crazy deck. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed the series. Once again, thank you to the Next Level Games for letting us record this. And if you have any comments, let me know if any ways I can improve this. But guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty. Bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.